Good morning, Belen. I'm Simon Besesser.
And I'm Nicholas Casadiego, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for November 28, 2018.
Did you know that giving to the Belen Annual Fund is a way of supporting the long-term goals of the school? As we head towards the new year, please remember to make your gift to the Belen Jesuit. Support the annual fund in a way that has longer-lasting impact by joining our recurring giving program.
Belen Jesuit is getting into the season of Advent. Jesuit Father Manuel Pablo Mazo will be giving a special presentation on Monday, December 3rd at 8 a.m. in the Coscuela Hall on the meaning of the Christmas feast, when and how the Christians start celebrating Christmas. The presentation will end before 9 a.m., followed by the blessing of our nativity scene in the Querido Family Plaza. Outside guests are asked to please park on the corner lot of 127th Avenue and 6th Street.
Speaking of Christmas symbols, this year a noble fir may be hard to come by. The Pacific Northwest Christmas Tree Association says that there is a tree shortage across the country. The organization blames the Great Recession in 2008. They say there was an oversupply about 10 years ago, and growers planted fewer trees to save money. The effects of that are now being felt around the country. The association warns shoppers can now expect fewer trees to pick from, and higher prices for these trees. They say you could pay at least 10% more for a tree this year.
The creator of the animated Nickelodeon show SpongeBob SquarePants has died. Steven Hillenburg was 57 years old. Nickelodeon tweeted, "Today we are observing a moment of silence to honor his life and work." Hillenburg revealed last year he had been diagnosed with ALS or Lou Gehrig disease. He told Variety he intended to work on his show for as long as he is able. The series is about a sea sponge named SpongeBob and his various underwater dwelling friends. Has been airing on Nickelodeon since 1999. It airs more than 200 countries and has been translated into more than 50 languages. It has earned numerous awards during its run, including 4 Emmy Awards, and is even adapted into a Broadway musical. Giancarlo Benitez joins us to give us the latest on NASA aircraft that landed on Mars.
That is right, guys. A groundbreaking NASA aircraft landed on Mars on Monday. The Red Planet touchdown inspired a lot of touching back on Earth.
You think your flight was long? It took InSight almost 7 months to get to Mars. At least your landing didn't require a heat shield to withstand 3,000-degree temperatures. A supersonic parachute to slow down, the lander had to stretch its legs. No wonder the folks at NASA were so happy. They cheered every successful step. Watch parties turned into nail biters.
37 meters. 17 meters, standing by for touchdown.
Every time she made a call out, you know, the hairs on the back of my neck would start rising a little bit higher.
Touchdown confirmed.
There were epic handshakes, high fives, fist bumps, and hugs. Mission leaders raised their hands in jubilation. Museum goers cheered, while a drenched audience watched on a giant screen in Times Square faced conditions only slightly more hospitable than Mars. Within minutes of landing came the first image. Termites on a desert? Microbes under a microscope? Actually, that's Mars dust on the dust cover. Of course, Twitter had offered mock-ups of other first picks.
When it comes to picking a parking spot on Mars, think flat, like Kansas without the corn.
The mission is designed to explore the interior of Mars. A probe will burrow 16 feet deep to take the planet's temperature. A seismometer will look for Mars quakes. NASA's administrator estimated the U.S. won't land a human on Mars till the mid-2030s, though some expected to see Matt Damon step out of InSight lander. So was the lander. The day began with fingers crossed and ended with a line of high fives and a handshake, worthy of an NFL touchdown. I'm Giancarlo Benitez from WBLN News.
Thank you, Giancarlo. We now move to Joey Pereira, who's standing by to tell us the latest on the Mexican standoff.
Thanks, guys. Mexico is taking action in response to the migrant crisis at the border, after U.S. Border Patrol agents fired tear gas at hundreds of migrants attempting to cross the border. All this as Trump administration stands by its use of tear gas.
Unfortunately, I cannot agree on the use of force.
Demanding an investigation, Mexico's foreign ministry is asking the U.S. to investigate the incidents that led to this.
Wow!
On Sunday, U.S. Border Patrol agents fired tear gas at hundreds of migrants attempting to cross the border. A cloud of tear gas sending people running and screaming, including families with young children.
To be completely frank, there were numerous people that actually made it across the border.
What started as a peaceful march escalated into chaos when protesters split off into several directions. Border Patrol defending its actions, saying some migrants threw rocks at agents, forcing them to respond with force to protect themselves.
Once our agents were assaulted and the numbers started growing, we had 2 or 3 agents at a time initially facing hundreds of people at a time.
Meanwhile, President Trump addressing the situation.
Look, if they come over here, we're going to apprehend them and we're going to close the border.
The Mexican government says 98 migrants will be deported following Sunday's incident, and it's unclear what's next for those still seeking asylum in the U.S.
This is a matter of humanity. This is a matter of being good to your countrymen, to your fellowship.
For WBLN, I'm Joey Pereira.
Good morning, Belen. Here's your scoop for today. Job well done to members of the National Chinese Honor Society who attended Moonsgiving, a combination of the Mid-Autumn Festival and Thanksgiving event at FIU. The students helped set up the event as well as participate in a few demonstrations. Registration for the Sophomore Cotton Air Experience Retreat in February is now available online at www.belenjesuit.org/retreat payment. If you have any questions, please visit Campus Ministry Office. Starbucks is now serving up a brand new winter drink. The coffee chain introduced the Jupiter Latte Tuesday. The espresso drink features a hint of juniper and sage. The Juniper Latte was actually introduced last year at the Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Seattle. Now, the company says it will be available for a limited time at participating locations, while supplies last. Starbucks also announced Tuesday the return of the Starbucks for Life contest, which includes prizes worth more than $1.5 million. Now, here's who's meeting after school. The chess team will be meeting all week in room F203 after school. Tomorrow, the fencing club will be meeting in the dining hall at 3:15 p.m. Now, stay with us as we bring you weather and sports after these important messages.
Belen, here's your weather for today. Hope you guys are staying warm out there. Today we're going to be seeing mid-60s with sunny skies, precipitation at 0%, and humidity at 50%. Going into tonight, we're going to be seeing low 50s with clear skies and 0% chance of rain. Going into this week, we're going to be seeing low 70s through mid-80s. Now on to the lucky with sports.
Yesterday, the Wolverines won 3-1 as they were led by Gianluca Mejia, Luciano Bitocci, and Nico Molina, who each had a goal. They take on Doral this Friday. Any 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders interested in joining the varsity track and field team, please see Coach Victor Arrieta. This past weekend, the Hurricanes beat Pittsburgh on senior night this weekend 24-3. The Hurricanes defense carried the load to finish up the regular season by only allowing 3 points. The Canes are now 7-5 on the season and 3rd in the ACC. The Miami Dolphins traveled to Indianapolis this past weekend to take on the Colts. Miami has lost 10 of its last 11 on the road, perhaps none more frustrating than this one. The Dolphins picked off luck twice, recovered a fumble, and partially blocked a punt on their way to a 24-14 lead. The Colts then scored 14 points in the final 8.5 minutes to erase a 10-point deficit. The Colts' Adam Vinatieri kicked a 32-yard field goal as time wound down to beat the Miami Dolphins 27-4 on Sunday. The Heat took on the Atlanta Hawks at home last night, where unfortunately the Heat lost 115-113. The Hawks were led by Taurean Prince with 18 points, and Trae Young also had 17 points. For the Heat, the leading scorer was Josh Richardson with 22 points. Richardson had an open look to tie the game with the clock winding down, but was unable to hit. The Heat will play Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans Friday at American Airlines Arena. Game time is 8 o'clock. That's all for sports today. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Lucky. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's all our news for today. I'm Simon Bassessor.
And I'm Nicholas Castillejo. And from everyone here, have a wonderful day, and like always, stay golden, Wolverines.